They go to a strip club, and he's like, "What's your name?" But in the background, there's this like really cool song, and so I had to look it up. And you're thinking I'm about to tell you what it is, but I can't remember, so I'm really sorry. But it's on a playlist.
Okay,
somewhere.
sweet.
So whenever we do our girly time playlist, whenever that comes to fruition,
yes,
I will have the True Blood soundtrack ready to go.
Oh,
Russell. His name wasn't Richard. His name was Russell Eddington.
Bill!
How could... I never wanted her to end up with Bill.
Me either.
No, it should have always been Eric. That was 100%. The enemy. That I would have even settled for Russell. I would have even settled for Russell. Fucking, I just didn't like. First of all, Bill's hair in season 1, as shallow and nitpicky as it sounds, it was so staticky, like flat. Yeah, not into it. When Eric got his haircut, I was like, oh, I don't even like blondes. Like, I am the typical, like, I'm reading a book, and if the love interest is blonde, I'm like, she's gonna meet a black-haired baddie in, like, a little bit.
100%.
You know? But then he cut his hair, and I was like, oh, he's got the bones. I'm all about the bones.
He does have the bones.
All about the bones.
Did not like the brother. Forget his name because I haven't rewatched recently. But even Sam Merlot.
Oh, yeah. Because he's the
has
boss.
That appeal.
You can't have sex with it.
That's just not why, but that's perfect for you.
I'm J.R. Phillips. I'm the one that won't shut up, and yeah, you can't make me, okay?
And I'm Nico Harlekenden. I'm the one who took notes, lit them on fire, and then started a completely separate new project instead.
And welcome to BAM! Now you know everything!
He can turn into like any animal he wants.
Yeah. Shifter romance. Wait, is that what a shifter romance is, or is it plain shifting? I have so many romance questions.
Shifter romances usually have like multiple animal types, but I haven't read one where the character is like Sam, who can like mark any animal and then turn into that animal, learn it. I'm sure it's out there though. That shifters are not my first choice for a romance novel. Even
vampires,
werewolves. Yeah, I love vampires, and I love dragon. I guess a dragon's an animal, right?
Sure.
I don't know.
Dragon's a furry.
Are they? Do they have fur? I don't.
But people. No, but I've seen on the internet.
You have some experience. I don't know that. I only know. That's all I know, and I don't even know if that's like. Did we have to bleep that? Like, I think is that a slur? Is that a crude? I don't know.
We are moving on. We are introducing this audience to like a whole new side of the internet they are not prepared for.
Or
perhaps.
They're going to bring us more facts that we do not want. Okay? Hi, welcome to BAM. Now you know everything. We're talking about a couple of different things. We're going to talk about a documentary that has gone kind of crazy. We're going to make we already made the announcement. What am I talking about? We already did it on the pod.
We'll talk about more. We just registered for badges. That's the plug. That's the hook.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
We did a lot of stuff. And so it's been kind of a hectic week. Each week kind of feels like a month. You know?
Yeah.
But then I know that November is going to be here, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
October's going to like slip by us if we're not present. We need to do something, not the artist's way, but something every morning when we wake up in October so we don't miss out on it.
You're right. You're totally right. We gotta do something. Like, everybody's talking about the buzzing energy that they're feeling. I don't know if you've gotten these, like, TikToks or whatever.
No, unless this is kind of like, do you remember in like those towns? There's like specific towns where everybody heard a buzzing. People told them there was nothing there, but it ended up being weird, like legit sources of like vibrations and noise. Is it like that?
No.
No.
Okay. It might be. I don't know. I've just, skimmed the surface of this, but it resonated with me, right?
Okay.
So it's just like people are feeling like eclipse energy and like a shift is coming. You know what I mean? Like they're
Cyndi Lauper feeling the vibes with Jeff Goldblum. I hope somebody gets that reference. I love that movie.
I also love both of them. So
I know so much.
If something comes out about Jeff Goldblum, I may die.
I'll leave this earthly plane. I can't take it.
Okay, I am going to say something that is going to make
the dream.
Okay. Yeah. But I'm going to say something now that's going to be even crazier.
Jeff Goldblum as a fly is your thing? After he transforms?
No, don't shit on monster romances. I would not.
I would not.
But I will say, no, he reminds me of my grandmother. I know, see? Really weird. But in his mannerisms and how he's like soft spoken, but like assertive. My grandmom, my dad's mom, is very much like that. She's very much like, oh, Jesse, and I just imagine Jeff Goldblum would be like that with me. Now, see, this is where it gets a little psychologically weird, okay? But I just think maybe that's why I find him so comforting. Maybe that's why, it's like a grandma energy. I don't think anyone's ever said that about Jeff Goldblum before.
Kind of, yeah.
But grandma energy. Like in Ragnarok, when he I
haven't seen it,
comes out and he's all bedazzled or whatever. Not that coming out. He arrives. He comes through the door.
No, I know. I didn't know he was in it, I guess is what I meant to say.
Oh, he plays such a good role. You would love it.
Cool.
Everybody loves it. So it's Jeff Goldblum.
Of course.
Jeff Goldblum, come on the pod. Act like my grandma.
Quick plugs, Jess. I think you and I ran into a spot of trouble. Your plug has changed the date, but no less exciting. Tell the people.
I know. I mean, you could still pre-order, okay? I love all the pre-orders. I'm getting a few here and there. I love it. I mean, a lot of you know me, so a lot of you are just being, really nice to me, and I appreciate that. But also, where magic is made, it comes out officially. I can order copies to send out on the 21st. It was supposed to be the 15th, but I thought Amazon would just know. Right? Oh yeah, here's your publishing date. This must be. I had everything done. Manuscript uploaded, cover approved, ISBN number plugged in. Everything was ready. Except I didn't click the frickin' button, okay, that you're supposed to click, which is everything's good. And I didn't click that. So then it was oh, this is too close. So you have to be 5 more days out. And so that's why we're here. But that's okay. I'm trying not to reread it because, it's my own bits. I already changed the introduction a little bit and stuff like that. Because I'm just being no, leave it. It's supposed to be this way kind of deal. But cool. Yeah. But I am excited. I'm meeting with an artist on Monday for the Fissures of Barrenwood, and we're going to create the first blessed characters. So the blessed characters have magical powers, and they get to look the coolest. So, I mean, they're all going to look really cool. But I'm mostly, it's magic, people, okay? I'm excited about the magic. So I'm excited to kind of bring it to life. And we're going to have a lot of prints and stuff available at WindyCon. So I'd love to have that to add in. Whoop! Trading cards and stuff like that. So.
Oh my God, stop. Collect them all. So quick plug over on my side. Let's see, what do I have? I have something physical here. So I have eclipse oil, but this is mine. This is my copy that I could just like kick it on my desk, which is kind of cool. So that is really neat. That's something that was forged earlier this month on the 7th of September in the Pisces eclipse, that blood moon. But ritual grade, talismanic, anointing oil for all your really effed up chaotic needs. There are only 11 left. Only made 13 total. And yeah, when they're gone, they're gone. But they're really cool. The smell is very medicinal. The one thing that I was a little bummed out about is that the cassia, which is like cinnamon, smell at first is like a little too prominent, but it dissipates so quickly. So that was good. And then it just leaves this like really heavy, like medicinal smell, which is pretty cool. It smells old as shit. So.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a sign that it's like potent. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll take it. I'll take it, Jess.
I'll happily be the guinea pig for any Nico ritual. Not any of you, only Nico. Okay?
Uh-oh.
Only Nico.
Both of us turn into frogs.
Fine. Whatever. Success immediately. We're frogs. We don't have to deal with any of the human bullshit.
No more capitalism. Only tadpoles.
I would... can we change it to a different creature, though? Like a creature that maybe can get pets? Nobody wants to pet a frog. I need my pets. I need my stimulation.
Oh, my God. Yeah, absolutely. Also, one more quick plug, and then we can pivot to confessions. And I'm going to have to lean on you for confessions again. Boy, I'm bad at this. But quick plug for me is wrapping up the novella Price of the Salt Knife, which will be available in I think 2 weeks. So,
oh my gosh, that's so exciting!
Yeah,
you've been hard at work, clickety clacking,
like more like
snippity
snapping. Well, because you've read like a couple versions of it. I've sent it to you, and it's kind of been kicking around for a while. Yeah, I do that. I sit on things for a while. I go back. I craft. I
love it. I'm very similar. It's like I'll write a short story within the realm. You know what I mean? Like I think you wrote Pine Blight. That's in Forbidden Fruit, which is in that same realm, and kind of adds to it, and you can kind of go back and be like, okay, I can take this out. I can trim here because I'm going to cover it over here. Or like you almost, I don't know, like when you get something out, right? You like get it out of your soul, you dump it, but then you like go back and you're like, oh, that's an overshare. Like, you don't need to know everything.
Absolutely. Or it's just like, that's not cool. Get rid of that. That's so corny. Yeah.
We're like, do people even talk like this? Who cares? It's a book. But no, I totally get it. And we have to learn to walk away and come back. So I think that's like when you have the art of it down. So it's going to be good. Are you going to put it on your Ko-Fi? Are you going to just plop it on Amazon? Are you going to give us some book bundle opportunities?
Oh, yeah, maybe. I'm definitely going to be sending it with, I'm sending the ebook version with the folks that pre-ordered that first week. That was like a promissory thing. Yeah, 100%. Yes.
That's me happy dancing. You guys didn't see it if you're listening, but I was one of the pre-orders, so I get one of them. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Beautiful. I think I'll probably put the ebook up on Amazon, but I think the physical book, maybe I'll just make like hand-bound copies, limit them or something. Just make it cool.
A cute little WindyCon exclusive.
Oh my God, you are like a born marketer. Who is she?
I'm just traveling to my whatever destiny, Capricorn.
That's right. Business lady.
Yeah, slow and steady, they said. I don't scurry up the ladder. No, I take bricks on the cliffside and go, wow, look at the moon. And then I continue to go up. So that's just the way I am sheep or goat in Chinese zodiac. So that's funny.
I'm an ox.
You are?
Yeah.
I don't know much about the ox because no one in my family's an ox and I'm not an ox. So like, it's like I don't know.
It's so
fucking
boring. It's steady workhorse. It's fucking boring.
Oh, Capricorn.
Yeah, Capricorn rising. The boring of the boars.
And I just realized that you probably went, because I said Capricorn and Capricorn's a goat. But I was like, I am a sheep. Okay.
Oh my God. I love this. What is happening? Mars is moving into Scorpio tomorrow. How do we feel about this?
I don't Scorpio's not a big thing for me, right? Like
no, but Mars is. Mars is a swiftly moving planet.
Yeah, Mars is a big thing for me. And do Geminis and Scorpios get along? Like, am I gonna like this energy that's coming into my argumentative space?
I think it could be love-hate, very intense. Both are ill-reputed.
Oh, God.
To some degree. But, so it's your Mars in Gemini? Is that what you're saying? Okay. So Mars, planet of action, is giving the entire collective, everybody on this planet, the flavor of intensity and transformation. Scorpio is the sign of transformation. And our planet of action, aggression, and war, Mars, is moving into it. It's ingressing.
Yeah, so the zit is popping, right? Like I keep saying.
We were just on a live. Jess made an excellent, disgusting analogy between the zeitgeist right now and a zit popping. So
everything's boiling up, it's what's happening. It's scary. I don't like thinking about it. When I think about it being gross and disgusting like a zit, I also think about the satisfaction of wiping it away and getting that
tabula
shit
rasa,
Neutrogena. Okay. For my confession, okay? Da-da-da. I've got a bucket of bones in my garage, okay? So I want to decorate for Halloween.
Yes.
These are not human bones, okay? I've not taken my vigilante justice yet. But they are my brother-in-law. He hunts and gathers like a good man, okay? He goes out,
he's a provider.
He's a provider of the flesh, of meat. That sounded weird. Okay. Anyway, he brings home carcasses and then they make them and then they eat them. I'm not a huge boar. I don't like to eat pig in general, so I don't partake in that aspect. He hunts deer and stuff like that. Anyway, he has skulls left over and little cute bones, and he fishes a lot, so I have a really cool fish skull, and I have a really cool boar. I don't think I have a boar skull, but I think I have a couple like little bones from the boar, little big bones, and then I have a deer skull. So for this weekend, my plan is to take out all my fall stuff, my Halloween stuff, and get all that going, and to figure out what craft I'm going to do with my bucket of bones.
I can't say what I was going to say because I don't want to give you a bad reputation. This is not what you're doing, but...
Oh, what am I doing?
Oh, I'm sure you're not doing a satanic ritual.
I mean, if Satan wants to answer my frickin' prayers, he can answer my prayers. But I talk to mostly women, goddesses.
I was like, that's right.
Yeah, are you here? You're hearing you talking? You gotta take a break, okay? You gotta go relax. And you too, audience, go relax, go lay down, take a
load off. Oh my god. Dracula, A Love Tale.
We keep coming back to this. Did you watch it yet?
I found it.
Oh. Did you watch it?
No, but I might, even though it's illegal.
I think you should watch it.
And then send it to you.
Yeah, and send it to me. And then we could talk about it. Okay. And we can pine together and yearn for another world. Wouldn't it be so cool if this eclipse, everybody talks about everybody talks about shifting, shift your reality, I don't fully understand what that means. So like that's a part of it. Like for me, like I get it. Like,
so many questions.
Right? Like you step into like who you should be or whatever. But I'm like, if this is a portal, can I go to the land with magic and vampires? Can I go to like maybe I'll die right away. I don't care. It gotta be better. It could be cool.
Gotta be better than here.
Gotta be, right? Yeah, looks like a little bit. So people just talk about, it's a portal and like this is the time to own yourself and your destiny and allow it and like, all this stuff. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm ready for there to be a shift, but is it just like I'm going to wake up the next day and like everything's still on fire? Because
is shifting permanent?
I don't know. Every video I watch, every time I go into it, it's very ambiguous. And I'm like, am I going to wake up with like red hair? Am I going to wake up and like something like what is it in the reality?
And what also, am I signing up for?
Yeah, and also, did somebody already do this in 2012, and that's why we're like this right now? So whoever freaking did that, can you just hit the reset button? Can Obama be back in office? Like, I don't know. Like, can there be something? I don't know.
Something good?
Yeah. I take Bush in office, honestly.
Which one?
Not the dad. But, maybe we're just too young to see. Sometimes, like, when shit gets bad like this, and then I remember, like, how my parents would talk and argue.
For a simpler time.
Right? And they would be like, the world is... My parents actually are not like that at all. They never thought the world was going to end or anything like that. They're very logical in what they've said. But I do remember people on the TV being like, the world's ending and lies and, whatever. And I'm just like, was I too young to like fully grasp it? And now that I'm older and like this shit's happening, or is it like we're really boiling up?
Mm-hmm.
Is the zit really popping? Or is there even a zit? Where am I?
Oh, I love this.
I'm having an existential crisis.
We're all there. Welcome. Interesting. Yeah. So you would want to know the terms and conditions before shifting. You would want it presented as a contract so you could review it.
I sound like a little business lady
You are a business lady. You're embracing it. I approve.
Where are the clauses?
Where are the clauses? Yeah, Maryland is coming out.
Hold me on the AUs and the AOs and the O's and the ohms.
I can't even do it. What else is going on TikTok? Oh my God, wait. You're an anime fan.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about Nepal flying the One Piece flag?
I like it. Now, I like it because, okay, spoiler alert, I don't watch One Piece. I know the lore of it. I know. I'm an anime fan. My dad has watched all of One Piece, so...
Shut the fuck up. Scott,
yeah,
you're going to be our next guest.
He loves anime, and, like, he's watched a lot of it, and, like, even things I don't even know. He watched one time I was reincarnated as a slime, like, that kind of thing. But he's watched all of One Piece, so I might pronounce the name wrong. Is it Luffy or Luffy?
I don't care. I don't know.
Okay, the main guy who can transform and, whatever, and is, like, the hero.
Yeah.
He always goes into town and, like, frees the oppressed, right? But even the weebs have people in there that think that are like illiterate, okay? And they think he only does this to protect his friends. He met those people in episode before. They're friends? They're not friends. They're friendly. They're acquaintances. He sees them as, deserving of freaking life, like a good person. But he's not like, oh my God. So
if only.
I saw like a lot of discourse going back and forth, and I'm just like, it's like the whole book talk thing of people saying, it's not that deep. Reading's not political. Keep your politics out of book talk. Shut the fuck up. I'm going to talk about politics because I'm allowed to read because of politics. And I'll say that a million times forever and ever.
That's so good.
So I'm just like, come on. Get to know your anime. You're going to talk about it? Do you even know
a deep dive?
Do you even know your characters?
Are you aware of communism? I love it.
But, yeah. Do you have anything to confess, Nico?
Dude, no, I don't fucking confess. I probably spent way too much on TikTok this week as far as screen time hours because I haven't really been doing anything and haven't been feeling well. That's probably a confession. I've been an absolute slug after work every day this week.
Her confession is that her immune system sucks. I'm just kidding.
Your burns are so good.
I'm surprised I'm not sick yet after being a couple weeks with the kids. Back with the students and stuff. They're all sniffling around me. So the most disgusting thing, because everybody knows how I hate snot.
I was just going to ask, booger, is it booger-centric?
Don't. I will vomit on the pod. I literally will. But I can't even talk. I can't even talk about it. But all you guys need to know, I can't go back there. All you guys need to know is that I said in the sternest voice from the corner of the room, go wash your hands. And it wasn't just a simple, whatever. Okay? It was. And these are 5th graders. Come on. Get your fingers out of your nose.
What?
Okay.
That's crazy.
So, that's something about me. That's a confession. I want to vomit. We're going to have to start planning for WindyCon. Outfits. So any listeners or watchers, we're trying to throwing around noir detective, or Carmen Sandiego.
It's happening. That's what we're doing for sure.
Okay, never mind, chat. You have no choice. That's what we're doing, and that's it. I actually did start looking up trench coats, so I'm gonna.
I have one, and I don't want to buy anything. I can be a detective.
I know. I obviously live in freaking Florida. There's no reason to have a trench coat, so I'm trying to find. I need to get something also to bundle up in Chicago. So
I don't know. Global warming keeps it pretty warm into November, so.
Okay, what's pretty warm to you?
60s?
Oh, yeah. I'll just need maybe a hoodie. Maybe.
Hoodie for at night.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not going to be winter weather.
It'll be fine. All right. Are you ready to talk about this documentary?
Yeah, that I still haven't watched. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm the watcher of things.
Yeah.
And you're kind of
the educator.
And you're kind of the reader of things and the you know what I mean? Yeah. I need to be actively reading more, so I do actually want to put this in because I need recommendations for comp titles, right?
Yeah.
And because you need to have them for within the decade, right? Or from within the decade.
Last couple years. I've read.
3 to 5 years max. And all of mine are
classics.
Almost not from this century. It's I have Paradise Lost. I have How It Is. And I'm not even writing an epic poem, but the vibe and the themes and how they write is very similar. And then I have the Dark Tower series by Stephen King that I also kind of pull from too. So I have these vibes, But it's difficult for me because I'm so unique. No one's writing what I write. No, I'm just kidding. There probably is. I just don't find it because my preferred genre is fantasy and portal fantasy, and then also I really enjoy romantasy. So a lot of things recommended to me have this heavy romantic theme, which is in my own book. But I also I need to start reading less romantasy. Less. I need to start reading more like the comp titles before, like Paradise Lost again. Like I need to read more, you know what I mean? Like heavier stuff.
You need to diversify your current reading.
Yeah. Because I'm just so obsessed, okay? I'm so obsessed.
You're allowed. Charlie XCX, I know we talked about Wuthering Heights already, but I love that everyone and their mother is using that song for romantic and life-inspiring edits. Now, can't get enough.
Yeah, because it's just so good. And we all crave romantasy. Romantasy is the perfect genre, okay? It's perfect. Really? Because you could put a dark in front of there, dark romantasy. You could put cozy romantasy in front. You could put literally anything in front of it. You know you're gonna get a happy ending in it. You're gonna have yearning. You're just gonna have everything you like if it's well written, right? Like if it has like good world building, it just has all the flavors that you want. A little nibble. And there's always a shit ton of tragedy in between the beginning and the happy ending. You lose people and you're crying.
I love tragedy.
Sobbing. Yeah.
I don't even want a happy ending.
You're so weird.
It's the trauma.
Yeah. No, you're just like, you got what you deserve.
End it.
Yeah. But see, I like going.
Make it hurt beautifully. Sorry. What do you like?
I actively avoid pain, so that could be it. That's my trauma. So I just actively avoid.
Yeah.
But
lean in.
But I do like a good like spec fiction sci-fi where it's nothing to do with there's no way to define the ending. It's not happy. It's not sad. It's undefined. It's ongoing because the investigation leads you somewhere. It leads you to somewhere morbid and macabre. But you get some answers. But those characters in the end actually mean nothing because they're, you know what I mean? I love stories like that. I love good characters that mean nothing. Nothing.
Did you read Game of Thrones?
Yes.
So you liked that?
Yeah, I did. I remember when Bran was shoved from the window and in that first chapter, and I put the book down and I was like, it's going to be like one of these, so I need to take a breath. Or, not first chapter, I think it was like third chapter or something, but I had to take a breath and it'd be like, oh, don't get tied to anyone. This is just going to be horrific and sad and incestuous. Because,
oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did George R. R. Martin write anything prior to Game of Thrones?
I actually don't know. Although while I'm looking it up, did you catch that the slightest? Because oh my god, of course no one is going to care that he did this. But the slight scandal years ago when Game of Thrones was first being aired on HBO, his live journal was made public, and it was his semi-private thoughts about the hot baddies that were trying out for these roles and these salacious asides about what he wanted to do to them and all that shit. I was like, this guy's a fucking creep.
I did not know any of that. But
yeah,
it doesn't surprise me because, like, men.
Or the books.
And the books, yeah. Oh, yeah. Danny is, like, 12 in the books. And, like, when you first meet her, she's really young. And
Yeah.
there's talk about her brother, like, painfully twisting her nipple. Like, it's there in print, whatever. Yeah. Stuff written and visual like that, and it could be internalized in me or whatever, doesn't bother me if the story is good, right? If the world is good, because horrific things and horrible things happen to all of us in this realm where we actually live. So, like, for it to happen in a book brings that sense of stability, as awful as it is when you're reading it, where you're like, well, yeah, this does happen, right? But you can make your characters a different age, You can give us vengeance. That would be cool. Which he also did a pretty good job of. The melted gold crown. Get your fucking gold crown, bitch. That was nice. I liked that.
You're a fan of vengeance.
If a book has good vengeance, if anything has a good vengeance story.
Yeah.
Movie, give me tragedy, Nico, but don't end me on tragedy. Okay?
I want to walk away with a lighter step.
I want to walk away knowing my character, sure, they have blood on their hands. They're completely different. Maybe they're a little evil. I don't care as long as they got their revenge. I don't want any of this. I looked at myself in the mirror and I realized I shouldn't kill you. No. Give it to me. That's what I want. Blood.
Gore. So a quick Google search revealed that George R.R. Martin had a pretty lengthy bibliography prior to the publishing of Game of Thrones.
I was just interested because a lot of people are talking, about how long shit should be, right? Like when you're querying, like how many words. Yeah. And for debut fantasy, it should only be, they're talking like 80K, 80 to 100K.
I know. Who in their fucking right mind can do that?
Yeah, especially if you're doing a standalone. And so you really have to tighten it up, like your ideas and stuff, which is daunting for a new writer in general. But I was curious because I'm like, I only know him for Game of Thrones. So did he debut with this lengthy thing? Or, so I was a little curious.
Yeah, he wrote all through the 70s and 80s.
After we recorded last week, I told Nico I wanted to talk about Unknown Number.
Oh my God. Yeah, we stayed on forever after talking about this.
Yeah, I had to get it off my chest because my jaw is still on the frickin' ground from that reveal. And there's so many TikToks of people recording people, like watching it for the first time, right? And being like, oh my God, like all of that. And I was one of I didn't record myself because I didn't have somebody to record me. I was all alone and I was in my bed and I was just like, are you kidding me? But I think for those of you that haven't watched it, there are slight spoilers in here. Actually, there's going to be I'm spoiling the whole fucking thing. So be prepared for that. Also, if I do spoil it, which I am, so this is your second warning that it's coming. I do not promote true crime.
You into criminal investigations?
There we go. Criminal investigations.
Dark psychology.
48 hours. Are you spooky? So we're going in. Anyway, the documentary starts off with these two kids, right? They talk about their love story that they had together. They're separate, though. Owen's on his bed, Lauren's on her bed, and they're talking about, like, growing up and how they really liked each other. They are 12 years old, okay? They're 12.
When it's happening or when they're telling the story?
When it's happening. They're 12. And they're just having this like cute little meet cute at like sports and stuff. And like, it's just like adorable and relatable content, you know, like you have a crush on somebody. It feels like epic love, you know, and they're like, yeah, they were just like so cute and telling their, like little story. And then they start getting these text messages and they're 12 and the text messages are very violent, sexual, and at first they're directed mostly to Lauren, like, you know, he doesn't like you, he likes us. Like, this person or people are always talking in plurals. They have really bad freaking grammar, but almost to the point where it seemed purposeful, like an emulating thing. You know?
Fabricated.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm an adult and I'm going to try to talk like a 12-year-old and I'm going to like leave words out that shouldn't be left out. You know what I mean? Like, they just come off that way. There was explicit language like blowjob, fingers in places, just disgusting. These text messages are coming to these kids 24/7. 24/7, even at night, to the point that Owen's mom takes his phone at night because she's like, it just keeps going off. Like, I can't have, you know, my kid needs to sleep. And, you know, all the kids are trying to be little detectives and be like, who has their phone out right now? And all this stuff. And anyway, that goes on for 2 years, even when they break up. So Lauren and Owen break up. They think we've given you what you want, blah, blah, blah. Owen starts dating somebody else. And the text messages go to that girl's mom, like telling him all this stuff. So it almost was like Owen felt he couldn't date anybody else. And Lauren is still getting messages. So it's like they're still being harassed, even though it looked like the person got what they wanted, them breaking up. They frame this chick, you know, this girl at school with it, like, who is known to be a bully, allegedly is a bully. I'm just going to put allegedly in front of there in case their parents get a wild hair or whatever. But to me, in my opinion, she definitely bullied some people. Like, I'm not saying everybody's a bully in middle school, but kids are awful. Like, when they're growing up, they have a lot of stuff. Nothing against her. Hope she grows. Okay? She's still a kid. Hope she grows. Anyway, so you find out, okay? They're interviewing everybody. Moms are there. Dads are getting interviewed. Friends are getting interviewed. And it turns out it was the frickin' mom. Lauren's mom.
Dun, dun, dun.
Like, Kendra. And I just want to focus on, because a lot of people are focusing on like the trauma bond of it all, and you know, the victim, like Lauren and Owen and everything else, and I get that, there's a lot of psychological things to unpack there, but I really want to focus on the interview. This is the part of the documentary where I just could not like stop going. My mouth is open like a fish. I was just like, what? I was waiting for somebody to come out and be like, no, that's not them. Like, just kidding. Gotcha. I was really waiting. And it's not because moms don't do terrible things. Like, we all have heard stories of abusive parents and, you know, they exist. We know that. It was the fact that she's been interviewed this whole time and every answer to her question is like, yeah, we just wanted it to stop. Then stop, Kendra. She sent 18,000 text messages.
That's so crazy.
I don't think I've sent 18,000 text messages in my freaking life.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, I probably have. In my life. You know, I've had a phone since I was, 15, 16, 34 now. I'm not a huge texter.
It does show. Yeah. It does show a real compulsion to rack up that much.
In 2 years.
That much explicit material toward children in 2 years' time, and going about it in the way that she would have had to, which is through obviously like VPNs or secured apps or whatever. But you know more about that than I, because I am a flake and didn't watch it. Sorry.
She used an app called Pinger, which I had never heard of before because I'm not trying to encrypt my number. But the average person, I think they watch like an episode of like Criminal Minds or like, something, and they think like, oh, I could fool them because like it's written that, they're not getting it. The FBI, no matter what app you use, if they want to stop something, if they want to find somebody, they have the tools. They're very capable. They're very capable of doing it. Because think about a neighborhood in general, like a community of people with all actively pursuing the same goal. Super powerful, right? Like you're going to get to the bottom of it with powerful people. So not only that, the FBI's got technology, resources, She thought she was going to get away with it. Like, she didn't even tell him about all of her phones. Like, so she did like this half-assed confession on the camera. Her daughter's next to her while she's being like, I think I guess I did that. It wasn't the whole time. And then she was so flat. No, and like she just kept grabbing on to her daughter, and like I'm like, why are you letting her touch her daughter?
Take her away from her.
Yeah, she's got a good dad, so it's not like she's parentless if you take away the mom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing. I was enraged while watching it because I was like, how can you? She literally typed, and this is graphic, so trigger warning. She literally typed, he sticks his in my making it, and I'm saying it because it's a lot of people are kind of going over it, like, because it's uncomfortable. They probably don't want to be a soundbite saying that, but I don't care because she sent it to a 12-year-old. She sent that to her daughter about a 12-year-old and talked about fucking a 12-year-old. Like, those were her words. You know what I mean? Like, so people like to skate over it right now. I don't. I think there is merit to when people say, of course, we want to protect our little girls, right? We say it all the time because women are valued because of our virginity and that's where that comes from, right? So we're like cherished when we're younger, right? Like precious and untouched and unscathed. And that's gross in and of itself, right? Because you're not protecting your child because you want to protect your child. You're protecting this like idea of purity in a weird way, right? But when that daughter comes to you and says, hey, Uncle Mick is like looking at me really weird at parties and he's like doing this XYZ to me, you ignore. So that's like where I get pissed. But also I feel like we don't talk about little boys enough, like getting protected because they're so over sexualized that I think even I saw some discourse saying, oh, he's a boy. He's used to hearing that kind of stuff. He's used to seeing that kind of stuff. There's no like, I was just disgusted about it the whole time watching it. And then they interview her. And then she's sitting there and she compares it to drunk driving. And I'm just like, you sent that message that I just said to a 12-year-old. Maybe he was 13 at the time. I don't, the timeline is fuzzy with Netflix documentaries. They love to confuse us for some freaking reason. But he you did that. That's assault. Like, that's a sexual harassment at the very least. You know? It's like, and you did it continuously, over and over. And she goes, well, we all break the law. No, I'm sorry, Kendra. What? I don't break the law. And she's like, it's like speeding or drunk driving. I'm sure everybody here is driven while drunk. And I'm like, I haven't done that, actually. So, you know, so it's just like these false equivalencies and just so delusional, you know? It's like, ugh.
Yeah. I think I was quoted as saying a real trash person when we were talking about it last week. I think maybe our listener demographic might be more familiar with Munchausen by proxy. It's called something else now. And I think what I discovered most about it through reading like news coverage is that the cops handled it so poorly. No one was there advocating for either of the kids. And when the cops showed up to finally do something about it, the officers didn't even separate Kendra from Lauren, the daughter. Yeah. So this bomb is dropped. There's no safety for Lauren. Then it leaves an abuser, someone who is not in their right mind, to continue that struggle between her and the victim, because that's such a crucial moment, like a pivotal moment in that girl's life. If it had been handled differently, she probably would have stood a much better chance of having an easier time in recovery.
Like an authentic moment, right? Like, even when you're 12 and you're not only surrounded by the law and authority, but then your mom is an authority, and then your dad comes in, another authority. Like, you don't know how to feel, because cops are scary, okay? They've got guns. They've got stern attitudes. You know what I mean? They're not like, I don't imagine going to put my arms around a police officer. You know, he's got a lot of stuff on his belt. You know, it's like, it's not a comforting thing. It's a cold thing. And no one was there to comfort her. And the only person there comforting her is the person that's been harassing her for 2 years. Or who knows what that household was actually like, with all the tension and things building up, because in the documentary, they do go into Kendra's other lies and things that have, you know, gone underneath that have been happening. But yeah, it's like they didn't handle it very well at all. And it was just like this lack of actual caring is kind of how it felt. Like, oh, we got her.
I feel like maybe they didn't know what they were getting themselves into. Nobody prepared themselves for the actual interaction between, like, I don't know, the detachment from the FBI or police officers, whomever should have had jurisdiction when they were confronting Kendra and Lauren together. The detachment there is present because that is what helps someone's nervous system regulate anyway. I mean, you wouldn't want Lauren or whomever else was there, if Owen was there, to transfer whatever codependency or trauma bond that they have onto a police officer or an FBI agent or something like that, right? But they need to get the victims away from the mother, because the mother is not going to let them regulate their nervous system. The mother is going to continue to keep them enmeshed.
Yeah, and then there was these text messages that Kendra sent to Lauren that was like, you didn't tell me you forgive me. Just kidding. XXXXX. Love you. XXX. Like, all these messages that were like way over the top, love bombing, trying to manipulate the situation. And I think the documentary definitely opened my eyes, because you have to stare at this woman who is actively not trying to shift, like, not lying, but shifting the emotions. You know what I mean? Like, she's definitely outright lies about a couple of different facts that they bring up in a different interview. One of the police officers, like, she tries to say she didn't send the initial text messages, but then she sent 18,000 other messages. So it's like, then who else was doing it, Kendra? Like, that's just a little silly. But she didn't really ever take accountability, and like I said, deflected it constantly, drunk driving, whatever. But then also minimized the shit out of it. Like, not and she looked so normal. And I know people say it all the time about evil people like Ted Bundy and, like, you know, everything else, and like every other freaking serial killer, and the mask slips and stuff. But I just don't even think she's even wearing a mask. Like, that is the thing. You know what I mean? I think this is just who she is. It's a part of her personality that is like, she's accepted now, I guess. Or maybe she's getting help. I don't know her life now, but like, I just know, to me, it's like, once you do something like this, you're dead to me. So like, I don't care how many like tours you go on of like redemption arcs. No, that's my line. And I wouldn't believe anything that comes out of her mouth ever. Or let her be around kids. Let her have a phone. Get her away from the computer. Put her in a padded room. I don't know. I just don't, it was scary.
An EMP ankle bracelet so she can't use technology regardless of where she goes.
Yeah, she doesn't deserve a phone. She doesn't deserve contact with people. I mean, she probably had to leave that town because it's like what they were calling a two traffic light town or something, super small.
Oof.
But I know you were saying that you were reading the Cut article, and I think it goes into how some people had an inkling that she was weird. So people were starting to talk about her and like, what if it's her doing it? Because she wanted to go to Florida for Owen's track meet, a 12-year-old's track meet, or 13, and make a family vacation out of it. And I'm like, what? And of course, Owen's mom's like, no, thanks. That's not happening. That's weird. And it is weird. That's like, why would you take your daughter out of school, missing everything, for like a middle school romance?
Yeah. So I want to at least say this before we end, which is, I think probably the best case scenario of what could possibly come out of a documentary like this, where they felt like either they had to or it was a directorial choice to kind of flip the switch and almost make it like a whodunit with a big dramatic reveal. My hope would be that what comes from this is that if a huge audience is watching it, especially with the buzz that it's getting, maybe people more widely can take away that really shitty people you might not even suspect of, like, the depths of the depravity that they can commit. So like believing people, believing survivors, and that sort of thing becomes like a little bit more, I don't know, understandable.
Yeah, and like
that might need to happen.
Yeah, and accessible. Like, I think abuse is so hard to explain when you've survived it. Like, to explain trauma bond, because people use it so incorrectly these days. They think it means like, oh, we've survived a traumatic event together, so we're trauma bonded, and that's just not what it means. And unless you've experienced it, it's such a abstract concept, right? Because when you're on the outside, you're like, why didn't you just leave? And in this case, Lauren had no idea who was abusing her anyway. She probably has no idea that she was getting abused because that's her mom. And when you have a mother-daughter or mother-child relationship, that makes everything more complicated in general. And then when you have on top of it this secret manipulation, this secret abuse, it's not bruises and scars, and it's not maybe voices, like loud and screaming. I don't know if that also happened in the house, but from what we know, it was all so secretive and extra gross in that way. Like, ugh. And when that happens, it's kind of like it adds an edge to it that's kind of what it's like to be in an abusive situation in the beginning. You don't know it's abusive. You don't know. And you might get a verbal lashing every now and then. You might get made to feel small every now and then in the beginning. But then it's covered up with these beautiful words and these beautiful acts of kindness. And it's a love that you feel like you've never felt before. And you're naive to it, right? And then it gets worse and worse and worse. And the person ends up manipulating you into thinking you're the bad guy. Well, if you just acted like this wouldn't have happened. And I think we normalize some of that talk when it comes to parent talking to kids in that way anyway. But I think what you're saying, is exactly what it is, like accessibility to what an abuser actually looks like, what they actually do, and how subtle it can be and how secretive it can come off sometimes. Ugh. Just gives me the willies. Like, I have her freaking face, like, imprinted in my brain right now. I just, like, need a
palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta go strap on my gumshoes, dust off my magnifying glass, and get to work. We're going to go sleuthing, guys. So check out all our links below and let us know what you think. We hope you have a wonderful rest of the week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye, everybody.